Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're going to be going over how to hit an approach shot out of the rough. Now there's a couple key differences from hitting out of the rough as opposed to hitting an approach shot from the fairway. And the biggest thing is going to be really the type of rough that you're working with. Some courses have thick rough, some courses have a little bit thinner rough, but the main concept is going to be the same just depending on how much you need to exaggerate these tips that I give you. Really namely if you have longer rough that you're hitting at, a little bit thicker rough, the more that you're going to exaggerate what I'm going to be, the tips that I'm going to be giving you here. Now, really, if you have a pretty good lie out of the rough and the ball is sitting up and you really don't have to worry about getting into the rough, really the only thing that you have to worry about is how far you're getting the club underneath the ball, because that's going to pop the ball up a little bit higher, but it's not going to do a huge amount to your distance as long as you have regular impact. Really the key is going to be, the thing that we're going to be concentrating here is if you have the ball a little bit pressed deeper into the rough and you have a little bit thicker rough to work out of, because then you're going to have to deal with a little bit thicker rough getting in the way and having a little bit more resistance in between your ball and the club. And so a good rule of thumb is whenever you are trying to judge your distances here and you have a little bit thicker of rough and you're trying to hit through it with the ball sitting low, add maybe 5 to 10 yards to any yardages that you're going to be giving, because your club is going to naturally have a little bit less impact, and that's going to shave off a little bit of yardage going into this approach shot. So if you are right on the cusp of in between your pitching wedge and your 9-iron yardages, and you have to add those extra 5 to 10 yards, and that puts you in the your 9 yardage, go for the 9-iron. So my next point is, don't try to swing harder when you're in the rough. It might help you a little bit if you're more comfortable with your club, but if you are not super comfortable swinging harder, that's going to throw off your mechanics. So instead of trying to swing harder and trying to muscle in a shot, rather club up to your next club and have a normal swing, because that then is going to be a lot more comfortable for you and you're able to control your mechanics a lot better that way. And so as you're swinging, don't try to come down real hard on it, and don't try to muscle in a shot. Just have a nice easy shot, and that's going to be a rule of thumb for golf. If you have to muscle in a shot, don't, if you can help it. Just try to club up and have a nice easy swing so all of your mechanics can be as consistent as they possibly can be. And so lastly, what you're going to want to do for judging your distance is anticipate a little bit more roll coming off of the ball when landing on the green. Normally, if you're able to get a clean shot and you're able to get underneath the ball very easily, that club is going to be able to slide underneath that ball, have that ball catch all of the grooves of the club and come off with a lot of spin. But because you're having a lot of resistance coming into that rough, you're going to actually have not a lot of ability to get those grooves onto the ball before it makes contact. So it's going to be coming out with less backspin than you normally would anticipate with the same kind of shot from the fairway, for example. So if you are going into a pin that is in the center or even in the back, almost anticipate it as if you're aiming for the front of the green to let that ball roll up, because there's going to be a lot of extra distance that you're going to need to anticipate for when coming out. So when you are setting up, it should be the same setup as a normal approach shot. But like I said, if you need to swing hard, don't. Club up so you're able to come down and get into the ball and be able to let that ball pop up as naturally as it possibly can with your club. So as you set up, remember, adjust for thinking about that there's going to be extra roll, so aim a little bit shorter, but also adjust for the extra distance that you're going to need to take. So I hope this helps you be able to have a great approach out of the rough. And if you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section below. And I hope that you will be able to learn a lot from this. Please leave a comment in the section below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next time.